this would have been 3 games in a row today if they banked one. He almost banked it here tonight. There would have been 3 games in a row he had a bank three made on us. Before I get started about the game, there's some things I want to talk about, Coach Clawson. Man, I got a text message from John Curry on Sunday night asking me if I was available to talk. Of course, I'm always available to talk. And moments after he called me, he told me the coach was thinking about making the decision to step away. And, I mean, his words just completely caught me off guard and literally took my breath away. And you know, I haven't been able to speak to Coach since the season's been over because, you know, he's got into recruiting and retention. And I'm a coach. We played 10 games in a month. Just haven't seen each other. So I didn't see it coming. I was stunned. I was literally speechless. I didn't know what to say. And then finally, I think the thing I said was just, you know, wow. But there's some things I wrote down. You know, Dave is a class act, a consummate professional, a highly organized and detailed coach, thoughtful thinker, who I feel like poured his heart out and his soul into the lives of his players, always wanting what's best for them. That really impressed me. I got nothing but the utmost respect and admiration for the way Dave ran his program and carried himself on a day-to-day basis around school. Dave was very instrumental in me coming here to Wake Forest in 2020. I had a lot of phone conversations throughout the interview process with him, and he provided me with some invaluable insight, and he encouraged me to take the job. You know, as soon as I arrived on campus, Dave empowered me to join him and work together hand in hand to help affect positive change at Wake during the most tumultuous time in college athletics in our 30 years that we've been coaching. COVID, NIL, collectives, the transfer portal, unlimited transferring, and now what is the effect of the House settlement, and how does licensing, collectives, and roster management look in the years to come, just to name a few. And him and I, you know, over the past 5 years, he and I, along with John and his staff, I think we've formed a really collaborative partnership to help initiate and expedite some very positive change at Wake Forest, while never, ever, ever, ever compromising our academic integrity or the core values of our institution. He would never do that, and I wouldn't either. Neither would John. We didn't always agree on every issue, but we always treat each other with respect, and we're always on the same team, Team Wake Forest. I worked with Dave at Tennessee. I didn't really know him. It was just 1 year. We're in different buildings, but I was so very fortunate to have the honor to work alongside him and get to know him over the past 5 years. He provided me with a daily example, think about this, of what your program should look like and how it should operate at Wake Forest on and off the field. This is a great example for me. When the decision is made to hire Dave's replacement, I encourage our fans, you know, to embrace and support the new coach. Like, I know you will. But I want you to do this. I encourage you to personally thank Dave for the historical impact he and his program had on the history of Wake Forest football during his tenure. He deserves that. And so it is John Curry's fault that we got off to a slow start because he said we had to be ahead at the first meeting because they were going to introduce Dave. So I was really mad at him when we were down like 11-5 because I'm a blamer. You know, all kidding aside, I thought played a good game. You know, defensively we had 6 kills. I think from the 6:22 mark of the second half to the 7-minute mark, we outscored them 24-5. We had 3 kills, 2 in a row. When you do that, you're locking down against a team that runs really, really good stuff. Really good stuff. Screens you are physical. They're fast. We had 8 block shots. Efton and Trey had confrontation at the rim, which was important. We took them out of their sets. They got us a couple times early. Then we settled in, and they had a hard time scoring after that. Thought we guarded the ball without fouling, and I thought Cam set the tone for that. We played like we practiced. We practiced 8 times over break. We took Monday, Tuesday off. We took Sunday, Monday off. We practiced Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We took Friday off. We had a 3-hour practice on Sunday. We had a long practice on, we had a 3-hour practice on Saturday, a long practice on Sunday. We went twice on Monday. and today, and we played like it. We shot 68% in the lane, 22 or 32. Against a team that plays drop, ball screen, and goes under ball screen, so they got it all jammed up in there. I thought we did a really good job of executing pick and roll concepts. Um, we got 30. We shot the ball 35 times we got the ball in the lane 35 times, and we scored 56 points, 1.62, 1.22 points per possession. I just thought we did a good job of moving the ball and playing inside out. And Hunter had 12 rebounds, which could be a miracle. No. It was really, he played well, and Cameron, and I thought Efton really affected the game in the second half with his defense and his energy, and all in all, and DC made a couple threes that kind of opened it up. We ran a set for him out of a timeout. He banged a three in the corner and kind of got us going. Questions?
Steve, I know it's one game. It's one really good second half, but how much did this team need a game like this?
Oh, I think we've been kind of building on it through practice. Like, I thought, Boston College had some good stuff for us, and I was very encouraged with practice, and it was hard. And so, the first half, but, we didn't play great, but we stayed in the game, with our defense. Offense was just okay. But I thought we really settled in the second half and played a really great second half. So, we need it. Look, got to build on the positive, right? And, James Madison, they're a good team. They're not an ACC team, but they're a good basketball team, and they're physical, and they run their stuff, and they're disciplined, so they make you guard them. So, credit to our guys.
Steve, I asked the players about this, but having that 10-day break that you had where you got all that practice in, had the win today where you guys played pretty well, especially in the second half, big challenge Saturday at Clemson, and then you get another 10 days off. Is that a perfect setup in a way to treat what was kind of wrong with the team?
Maybe for us, right, where we were at coming into the break, probably. Because, again, I don't know the exact number, but I'm pretty sure we had like 15 practices and played 10 games. And we played like it a little bit at times, especially on offense. So I think the break helped us. Now, granted, some of that break coming up, they'll be home because they go home after we play on Saturday. They'll go home after the game. We always come back on the 26th at night, but we'll always go twice. I always go twice during the break, and so we'll get one in on 26th, two in on the 27th, two on the 28th, maybe one on the 29th, maybe two, 30, and we don't play till the 31st. So we'll have plenty of time. The only thing I worry about is conditioning, and we ran them hard. Ran them really hard over this past week, really hard, and they responded.
Did I miss it, or did the offense actually flow better today? And it seemed like I saw Coach Shea call less set plays than what I've seen him in the past.
We've been working hard on cutting and motion, and creating double gaps for drives instead of standing. We're still standing a little too much, but we cut a lot more tonight. Got the ball reversed. Got it inside, too. When you get the ball reversed off cutting, you can get it in there to Efton. We caught a lot of plays. I mean, I don't know if it was, probably wasn't 50-50. It was probably a little more on the set play side, maybe. I don't know, I'd have to go. We have a chart. I thought we executed out of timeouts really well. I thought, they just were locked in. We've had to change some things, but this team's different than other teams. And so it's when we run our sets, we got to run a lot of screening. Do run some ball screens, and I thought Hunter and Cameron were at a high level tonight, attacking the ball screen on the drop. When they drop like that and go under, you got to LA it. You got to get in there and get him on your hip, and then the big comes down, rolls and seals, and then you drive it to the basket, or you dump it off to him. And I thought, or you kick it out. And I thought they had made really good decisions tonight.
How good was it to see Hunter drain back-to-back threes?
That was good. I mean, if he, I think confidence. I'm sure he felt good about it. I don't think he got off to a great start. I think off defensively. He was a little behind the play. Freeman, I recruited him out of high school when I was at East Tennessee State. I don't know how he's still in college. God. But he's a good player. He's fast. But man, listen, defensively, think about this. They average 27 attempts from three a game, and I looked at KenPom the other day. Bryce Lindsey was the highest rated offensive player coming in here that we have played all year. Think about that. All the teams we played, he's like 136. And that dude, I mean, we did a great job guarding him. And they only got off, I don't have a stat sheet, I'm sorry, 24 attempts, okay? Which they were trying to get him. I thought our guards were really good defensively. I mean, Hunter had, like you said, 27, 12, 5 assists, only 1 turnover. Had a good game. And we crushed them on the glass. A team that is a really good defensive rebounding team, like maybe one of the best, one of the top ones in the country, defensive rebounding. And we did a great job against them.
Lineup-wise, with Cam coming off the bench, are you just looking for...
No, you play like
something?
you practice like you play. And I felt like, honest truth, I really felt like Devin and Parker deserved to start from the 8 practices that we had. And look, it's a culture thing too. Like, if you can't coach your best player and hold them accountable, then you don't have a team. And I felt like they practiced better. Now, he has a couple really good practices. It wasn't consistent. I'm looking for consistency in performance. In Powell, his mom's here, grandma's here, his sister's here. Sat down. Probably the first time he hadn't started in a long time. There wasn't anything behavioral. It was just I didn't think he practiced the way he needed to practice to start. And look how he played when he came in. He played like a possessed Tasmanian devil. I mean, he was all over the place. Was that in the British Empire, Tasmania? Maybe not. I was trying to. Yeah. Possessed. Well, you know where that Bugs Bunny deal, the Tasmanian devil? That guy. That's who he was.
ran into some walls that were painted.
Yeah, that dude was all over the place tonight, man. He played so hard he had to come out. He was tired. Anybody else? You ready to have any thought-provoking questions? Oh yeah, they're thought-provoking. I just didn't know if there was anything else.
All right.
All right. Thank
There we
you.
go.